Okay, I just finished ordering some sushi. I am ready to make this video. It's the middle of the day where I'm at. It is about to be 3 in the afternoon. So, mind you, where I live is it's the city area. You're gonna hear a lot of stuff in the background, so not much I can do. Developer update. This just came out. This is in regard to the giant perk overhaul. Some perks got nerfed, some perks got buffed. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. First, let's just go over this right now. The progression system. Okay, yeah. Unlocking perks, prestiging. To sum it up as quickly as possible, because I want to get to the perks, prestiging has become more mandatory, and with that, all the perks on both killers and survivors will immediately be unlocked on everyone. It says right here, so if you prestige the trapper, you immediately unlock tier 1. Once you hit prestige 1 with trapper, every other killer will get agitation, brutal strength, and unnerving presence. The same will happen for survivors. The grind has been lowered, which I think is awesome. A lot of my survivors and killers, and I assume a lot of other people's, are already capped at 50. So all you have to do is immediately just prestige them once, and every killer and every survivor will have said perks. So just imagine, I have all my killers capped at 50. I prestige Ghostface, everyone gets his perks. I immediately go to Trapper. I prestige Trapper, everyone get his perks. Huntress, Dredge, Artist, so on and so forth. So I think that's pretty cool. And you just gotta do it three more times. And I think there's also no limit now to prestige. Like, you can, like, normally the cap is at tier 3, prestige 3. No, now you could do like prestige 7, 8. That's pretty cool in my opinion. Yeah, expand prestige. Reaching prestige levels 4, 5, and 6 will now award that character's bloody prestige cosmetics. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that. For the completionist, prestige levels 7, 8, and 9 will each grant one of the character's unique perks as a charm. Didn't know that either. Okay, that's cool. Good to read. Wow. Shrine secrets, unlike before, where the shrine would offer teachable perks. Shrine will now allow you to purchase perks directly. Purchasing a perk throughout the shrine will make tier 1. Okay, cool. Transitioning to the new system, matchmaking incentives. Okay. Matchmaking incentives will be disabled if crossplay is turned off. Okay. Gameplay updates. Blah, blah, blah. Alright, cool. Yeah, I just want to like speed run this as fast as I can, because like the perks, it's like 30 perks, 32 perks. That's a lot. I want to just not make this an hour-long video. Like, if you want an hour-long video with like a lot of detail, just go watch Otz. He's just made a very good, thorough video on like every perk, everything that's happening, all the changes. Worth a watch. Go do that. Generator speeds, they've increased the speed. We've increased the time it takes to do a generator from 90 was 80. That's crazy, but considering all the changes they've done to some perks, especially the killer perks that regress gens, this is not too bad. It gives killers a lot of more breathing time to, like, you know, chase survivors. So the games are now gonna be longer. So let's just move forward with that. General killer improvements. To ensure the killer feels an unstoppable force, we've reduced the time it takes to break walls and pallets by 10. I didn't know that. I didn't read that. That's cool. All right, yeah. So breaking a pallet or a wall. I mean, why even have the wall to begin with? Like, pallets already take enough time, but you know, behavior. You do you. We've reduced the cooldown for successful basic attacks. Oh, so now like. So now, you basically have built-in unrelenting. All right. We tweak bloodlust to increase power quicker than before, and most chases bloodlust does not activate. Though there are rare cases where it's inserted long build-up. Okay. Fine, I guess. Camping and tunneling. Yeah, they discuss that. If you want to read that, pause right here, go right ahead. I'm not going to touch it as much. The perk changes. Alright, they put up a graph for survivors and killers. The perks that have become the meta, and the perks that are not meta, and what is used a lot. And you can imagine what these perks are. Alright, let's touch it up immediately. Okay. I'm going to speed run this as fast as I fucking can. Oh my god. Burping. Barbecue and chili, I think it pretty much does the same, but they removed the blood point bonus, which, you know, fine. I get that. Okay, whatever. Yeah. That way, there's not much of a meta and people don't have to be forced to use barbecue just for the blood point meta, which, fine. Okay, yeah. Ruin, I think they... let me read. We are reducing the regression speed. Yeah, that got nerfed. I think Pop also got nerfed. Fine, I guess. Not happy about it, but whatever, you know. To give survivors a little bit of leeway. Whatever, man. Corrupt got nerfed, but in an interesting way. What would it say? We believe this moving forward, the perk will deactivate once the survivor enters the dying state. That's cool. It gives the killer a lot of time and room to like down someone. So the perk will be available, and you know, like it'll be the 3 furthest gens. Like there'll still be 3 other gens that are still like able to be worked on. So that's fine. But those other gens will remain blocked until the killer gets a down on the survivor. So I think that's pretty rad. Tinkerer got a nerf. I think it's fine. Noed got a nerf that I'm like, wasn't really necessary. I mean, it's already a hex. You could already like find it and like cleanse it. I couldn't think of any other way to change Noed. I don't think Noed is that strong, to be honest. And I could already like hear people being like, no, it's pretty strong because, you know, survivors like just cleanse totems. I don't tell you. It's not that hard. Pain Resonance got a nerf, which I think is good, like, you know, because you had that meta with, like, Pain Resonance and Dead Man Switch, so every time, like, you would scream and, like, the killer would hook someone on a Scourge hook, you would scream and you'd get blocked off the gen immediately. Now that's not the case. Now the killer has to work a little bit harder. The gen will regress a bit, but now he has to find that gen and go towards it and push you off it for a Dead Man Switch to activate. So it's no longer like a strong meta, those two put together. So that's really good. And now we go to the survivor meta perks. Dead Hard. This is the biggest change yet. It's crazy. So you no longer get a speed boost. Like you no longer get that lunge from Dead Hard whilst you're injured. Now you get the endurance effect. So it's kind of weird. It works almost like borrowed time without, you know, needing to be hooked or unhooked. It kind of, I think, works as Medal of Man, to be honest, when you think about it. You're injured and you have to press a button, as far as I can understand this, press a button to activate that endurance, the endurance status. So once you get hit again, you'll go into that endurance status and have to mend, I imagine. And the killer has to hit you pretty much 3 times, which I think is... I don't know. Is that better? Is that worse? Like... You're still gonna get some distance because you could drop a pallet if, like, you hit that endurance effect for Dead Hard. It's wild. It's crazy. I could hear a lot of controversy happening once this comes out. We'll just have to see. I did put on Twitter my theories or my ideas of how they could have nerfed Dead Hard, and I don't think they were half bad. No, I didn't think they were too bad. I feel like Dead Hard is a very overused perk and is straight up meta. Like, there's not a single survivor that doesn't use this perk. So I don't know if this will even change it at all. I think people will still use Dead Hard. We'll just have to see, honestly. Decisive Strike, another perk that I feel like it already got nerfed to the ground, and it wasn't a bad nerf per se. What was it here? What did I read? Decisive Strike will now deactivate once the exit gates are powered. I think that's fine. Wait. Do I think it's fine? I don't care enough. The stun duration has been reduced from 5 seconds to 3. That's crazy. For a killer, like once you pick someone up and you get hit with that DS, 5 seconds is more than enough. Like, it gives them enough time to, like, get away from you. 3 seconds, you don't really have much, I think. Like, it's just built in enduring, right? Like, we'll just have to see. I really do not know. I don't want to, like, say it's bad, it's good. It's different. It is different. We'll just have to see. Borrow time will now extend the duration of endurance effect upon hook survivors by 6 to 8 10 seconds. That's fine. Speed bonus duration about 10 seconds for survivors unhooked. While the overall duration with borrow time is longer than before, we expect that having the lighter version of the base kit will cause the user's usage rates to drop. Okay, sure. Here's a perk I feel like didn't need. Here's 2 perks I feel didn't need a change: Iron Will and Self Care. So Iron Will, you now make some noise. We are lowering the grunts of pain reduction to 25, 50, 70. Additionally, Iron Will is no longer active when exhausted, although it will not cause exhaustion itself. I didn't feel the need for that. Like, I think Iron Will is the one perk, and I didn't even consider it. I don't want to say it wasn't meta. Like, you did see a lot of people use it, but for what it is, like, it's good. Like, it's a good counter for like very specific killers, like Spirit, for example. Like, not having her be able to know where you are because of you being dead silent, I think is fine. There, like, plus it only came into fruition when you were injured. Like, it's a perk that it just did not need any change, because without it, like, you're already loud as fuck. Like, you are so loud. Like, have you heard Bill? Have you heard David? Loud motherfuckers. So, like, for Iron Will to, like, this new buff or nerf, whatever you want to call it, to, like, still make you have some noise, weird. Same goes for self-care. Self-care, you already were killing a lot of time just trying to heal yourself, like at 50% speed, and now, like, they made it 25, 30, 35. Like, what? Like, you half of the game you're just healing yourself. Like, you're not doing a generator, you're not being chased by the killer, you're not saving people off hooks, you're just spending half the game just healing yourself. Like, I don't know. Self-care didn't need a nerf. Spine Chill got a crazy nerf. Only activate if the killer has a clear line of sight, which I feel like isn't that what it does already? It's to remove the awkward counterplay where the killer must look away to ensure stealth approach. Yeah, so I imagine it's when they're directly looking at you. I feel like, oh, and they also say, like, they remove the speed bonus, which I feel like is valid. Spine Chill to do too much, like, just have it where if the killer's looking at you, you get, like, the notification, you know, it lights up. It does the perks justice. It does what it's supposed to do. For it to have the vault speed bonus was too much. Just leave that for resilience. Like, that way you need people to, like, use Spine Chill and resilience. For Spine Chill to do so much was unnecessary. So for it to, like, remove that bonus, fine. Totally good. I understand it. Perfect. Lingering effect to Spine Chill. Yeah, if you want to put a lingering effect, or, like, you know, just have it where it has a cooldown of, like, I don't know, maybe 3-5 seconds, also good. But I don't know. I don't think it was anything too bad. I made some jokes on Twitter that, you know, like, Spine Chill was ruined. Really wasn't. It's still fine. I'll still be using it. It's not that bad. Non-meta perk changes for killers and survivors. Okay, some of these are really crazy, and some of them I feel like, okay, like, I get it, like, you're trying to make more people use these perks, so fine. Overcharge got a crazy one. Freaking Overcharge will cause a kick generator regression speed to grow from 100 to 400. That's nutty. Eruption, release with fairly safe numbers, but we have up the generator regression penalty to 10%. Also nutty. Like, these 2 perks, Overcharge and Eruption, now have become more, I don't want to say meta just yet, but, you know, you can see people running it a whole lot more. Knockout, those of you who like to leave survivors on the ground can have a little more peace of mind. In addition to its current effect, Knockout will cause dying survivors to crawl 50% slower. Oh, okay. I mean, kind of already did that anyways. I mean, sure, a little slower, but not bad. Chlorophobia, to make healing in the killer radius even more unappealing, Chlorophobia will now increase the speed of skill checks by 50% on top of its current effect. Want to see how that plays out. I kind of get what it does. I also do think it's nutty. We'll have to see once the PTB comes out in the mid-chapter. Dark Devotion. Dark Devotion will not activate whenever the obsession loses the health state. Okay, I think that's fine. Jolt. To make it more consistent and punish careless survivors, we have removed the cooldown. Pretty nutty. Lethal Pursuer will now extend the duration of all rating effects by 2 seconds. Not the craziest thing, honestly. Like, it's already a good perk in itself. Plus, you only use it at the start of the match, so for the rest of it, it's whatever. Gift of Pain. This perk also shares, so we'll be increasing the action speed penalty by 10, 13, 16. Okay. Thanatophobia. The increased penalty, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm already not a big fan of thanatophobia, especially on like killers like Legion. Fucking annoying. Makes the game last so much longer than it has to be. And to increase that, not a fan, not a fan, not a fan. I don't think a lot of people will be a fan of that. Really annoying in my opinion. Scourge Hook, Monstrous Shrine. Monstrous Shrine got a big change now. It's now Scourge Hook. The perk will now convert all basement hooks to be Scourge Hooks. Cool, I guess. Scourge Hooks will now grant 10, 15, 20 faster entity progression, but only if the killer is not within 24 meters. Monster's got a kind of a buff, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, will many killers be using it? Will it become base? No, but better than what it once was. Calm Spirit, you can now open chests and cleanse and bless totem silently, albeit 40, 35, 30 reduced speed. Alright. Saboteur, saboteurs can now identify Scourge Hooks. Oh, that's cool. Ores are shown in yellow when survivors are being carried. Use this information to your advantage. Alright. Botany. Botany got a buff. Increasing healing speed. Like, that's almost the speed of, like, when you're in a boon. So I think Botany kind of got better than self-care. Like, they're trying to promote, like, hey, help others and not yourself. Don't be selfish, be selfless. Which I think works, but also, goddamn, like, I could see people using Botany a whole lot more now. Like, imagine this plus a medkit plus a fucking boon, Circle of Healing. Holy crap, man. And then off the record, upon being unhooked, gain the endurance status for 60, 70, 80 seconds. The endurance effect is lost upon performing a conspicuous action. A conspicuous action is like, you know, healing someone else, opening a gate, doing a gen, saving someone off a hook. But like for 80 seconds? While this is a lengthy endurance effect, any game progression action will cancel it prematurely, making it purely for evading the killer after being unhooked. Okay, it's like another BT. It's like BT endurance has just become like the buff. Like, it's just endurance. That's like the sum of this entire like change. Like, endurance OP. And like for 80 seconds, like, mind you, that is a lot, but also like, you can't do anything. You can't open a chest, you can't heal someone, you can't save someone off a hook, you can't do the generator, you can't do anything. For 80 seconds, are you really gonna hold off that long? Like, sure, like, you could body block and like, that's really helpful for survivors and like your teammates, but for 80 seconds, you're not gonna help progress the game for 80 seconds, you're not gonna do gens, you're not gonna save people. Like, it's bold for survivors that want to be ballsy and like, you know, take hits. I think that's what it's like promoting, like, yo, take hits, help, but don't help your teammates in a game. Like, don't progress the gens, none of that stuff. Like, it's crazy. This perk is great for escaping a chase, but the effect quickly runs out. We're giving survivors a way to recharge Lucky Break. Each second spent healing another survivor increases Lucky Break's duration by 1 second. Alright. Interesting. Pharmacy will activate whenever you're injured, guaranteeing an emergency med kit. When you search a chest, this effects can happen multiple times in one trial. Good luck. Okay. Fine. Pharmacy, fine. Soul Survivor, I read this. This is really cool. Soul Survivor will now increase your generator repair speed by 75. I think when you're the last survivor, right? Exit gate and hatch action speed 50%. These effects are only active when you're the last survivor. I think that's cool. Granted, won't work as much, because what if the killer finds the hatch and closes it? There goes your chances of even trying to do a gen, but there go your chances of, like, you know, opening an exit a whole lot faster and escaping. So kind of good for the end game. I don't see an issue with it. It's fine. Distortion, fine. Gain tokens, pretty cool. Lightweight, pretty good, not gonna lie. Making you harder to track, and your scratch marks fade so much faster. That's pretty cool. Deja Vu, for newcomers, for babies, to help survivors power the 3 closest gen. Deja Vu will now grant a 5% repair speed. Bonus to the revealed generators. That's pretty cool. Gen U see, Gen U touch, Gen U repair faster. For babies, pretty cool. For people that know DBD and have played it for a while, it actually might benefit. That plus a good toolkit, we'll have to see. No One Left Behind, grant 7%, the perk not activates when the gates are powered rather than opened. Okay, Dark Sense does what it's always done, just a little different. Tenacity, not bad. Reduces your pain noises, and, you know, the usual. Hope, also good. Hope is great. And yeah, Hope for the end of the game, you know, another endgame perk. For what it is, good, I think. Overzealous, I never even read what Overzealous did when it came out. In its current state, cleansing a totem grants you repair speed bonus. Now that bonus doubles if you cleanse another hex totem. Wow. So they really buffed it. That's really cool. And we're gonna live forever. They did the same with barbecue and chili. Like, no longer blood point advantage, no bonuses. Did they do anything else? Additionally, actions that previously granted a token will now activate the perk's secondary effect while active. Healing a survivor from the dying state grants endurance. More endurance. Just a lot of endurance. That's, wow. It works a lot like that Cheryl perk, which the name escaped me just now. I do not remember it for the life of me, but you know what I'm talking about. When there's a hex totem, you can immediately pick yourself up, and it grants an endurance status, and I think it also does it for like anyone else you pick up. That's pretty strong, and in this case, you do not need a hex totem to be in the field. You just automatically pick someone up, and they will have that endurance status. That is pretty strong, pretty good. And I think this is the last perk, right? Yeah, overall, a lot of crazy changes, a lot of endurance value. There's just a lot of stuff that's gonna like inflict endurance, and that just has become the new meta, hasn't it? This is very early in. We now know a lot of details on these perks, both for killers and survivors. We're just gonna have to see how this all plays out once the PTB comes out in the mid-chapter. It's a lot. It's huge. One of the biggest updates I think Dead by Daylight has ever released. A lot of changes. This really has just changed the outcome of the game entirely. This is practically an entirely new game for the most part. I don't know what else to say. The progression also, you know, for the tiers, for the prestiging, that's also a really cool outcome. A whole lot better. Less grind. I like it. This is huge. This is very big for anyone that plays Dead by Daylight. I honestly cannot wait. This is awesome. This is a new breath of fresh air. It just shows that like they're trying to change the game up, trying to change what everyone's always doing, that meta, that like the dead hard, the decisive strike. They're trying to change it up and, you know, let people try different perks, like, you know, like these buffs that they've done to like perks that have hardly been used. Now you're gonna see them in the game a whole lot more, which I think is fun. So we're just gonna have to see. Mid-chapter comes out in I think July, right? July. So yeah, looking forward. I don't know how to end this video, but yeah, we'll just have to see.